Hey Vegas families, it's Tim, your friendly tutor, and today I want to talk about some apps that will make your life as a parent of a middle school student so much easier. These apps help you keep track of your kids when it comes to school. They keep track of grades, attendance, assignments, tests, what's missing, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of parenting. Anyone who's dealt with middle schoolers knows that they are notorious at not being great communicators. Whether it's by design or not depends on your kid and depends on sometimes the weather or the time of day. But so many middle school students, if you ask them, hey, how are you doing in school? Okay, you get that two-syllable answer. Um, what do you have for homework? Nothing, right? These two-syllable answers that every parent of a middle schooler can relate to. Nothing, okay, sometimes just one syllable. Fine. How'd you do on the test? Good. Or, I think good. I think good rarely translates to actually good because usually if it's good, you know it's good when it comes to a test. Um, but there's a few apps that take the guesswork out of parenting middle school kids. The first app I want to tell you about is Google Classroom. Google Classroom is great because not only does it show what assignments are missing, it also shows the due dates of upcoming assignments so that you can know ahead of time what's due. And also, you can look at the content and very frequently turn in the assignment itself right there, all on the app. Google Classroom is completely self-contained and it can link out in so many directions. I don't know why more teachers are not taking full advantage of Google Classroom, but a lot of teachers are. And if you are one of the lucky parents and your teacher is using Google Classroom at even 50% of its capabilities, you are in luck because you now have power as a parent to see exactly what's going on and be proactive about what your students are doing. The second app is Campus Portal. For those who had middle schoolers a few years back, I've been tutoring in Las Vegas for a long time now. It used to be ParentLink, and they switched to Infinite Campus, and there's Campus Portal for both students and teachers and parents. There's a separate login for everyone. It's nice because if you log in as a parent and you have multiple students, you can go on the drop down and look at all of your kids, which is super handy. But Campus Portal is a lifesaver. I know progress reports just came out not too long ago, but for parents who are actively on Campus Portal on a regular basis, your progress reports were not a surprise because you've been seeing things come in, and it lets you be proactive. Reach out to the teacher before progress reports, before grades come in, because you'll get to see the grades more or less in real time. It's not as real time as Google Classroom. It's not as up to date because it relies on the teacher updating their grades in the software, and sometimes it's not 100% accurate, especially with missing or late assignments, because a lot of times zeros are used as placeholders And so a student can look worse than they really are, because sometimes you'll see a 0 for an assignment that got turned in and just hasn't been graded yet. And that can be a little nerve-wracking for students. But you'll get as good a picture as possible, a more accurate and up-to-date picture than you will from when the progress reports come in. So compared to what things were like, only 10 years ago when you only had to wait for the progress report, it's kind of a big deal that you can see tests as they come in, homework as they come in, and you can see trends. You can see, are there a lot of missing assignments? Are tests generally an issue even for a student that has a good work ethic at turning in their work? You'll be able to see all of this on Campus Portal. So I strongly suggest getting Campus Portal. Make sure you have your up-to-date logins so that you as parents can see what your students are up to in their school, right, with Infinite Campus and Campus Portal. Super, super helpful. It also shows the breakdown of how students' grades are measured. Usually you see things like summative, which usually means like tests versus assignments. A lot of the times the tests are weighted 75–80% of the grade, so one test can bring down a lot. But if you see your student who's pretty consistent at doing their work and they have one bad test, so you know where it's coming from, or vice versa. They might be doing okay with the tests, but being less, less engaged in the class by not turning in assignments, which may come to bite them if a class starts off easy and gets harder because in those cases the students are building bad habits even though they can kind of get away with them when the work is easier. So Campus Portal is definitely my number 2 apps. And there are many, many apps. Every teacher has their own favorite. A lot of teachers do have their own websites, but if you as a parent can get on these 2 apps, Google Classroom and Campus Portal, you will be light years ahead and you'll be able to have a really good idea of where your kids are at. Love you guys.